Welcome to Scary Campfire Stories. My name is Kyle Hester, and I will be your host. You can support our channel by subscribing to it, and clicking like and commenting on our videos. Let's keep independent film alive. Check the links in the description for horror films to watch. Grab a t-shirt while you're there. Now, let's get to it. Top 10 Scariest Places in Colorado. Number 10. Cheeseman Park, Denver. Parks are so great. Walking, jogging, bike riding, having a picnic on the unmarked grave of a dead body. You see, Cheeseman Park used to be Mount Prospect Graveyard. Park Services was doing irrigation work in 2010 and dug up 4 skeletons. Skeletons in 2010. Many guests have reported ghostly sightings. Cheeseman Park was built in 1910. The original graveyard was created in 1858. After it became overgrown, full, and unused, it was converted into Cheeseman Park in 1890 and completed in 1907. We all know how the movie goes. You moved the headstones, but you didn't move the bodies? Yeah, so they moved the headstones, but they didn't move the bodies. So thousands of bodies buried under the grass. What could go wrong? When it came time to move the bodies, one Mr. McGovern's contract with the city was $1.90 per coffin. Some body parts were just discarded and tossed about the park. Instead of finishing the job, they just moved the headstones. Even on the most beautiful sunny day, guests experienced sadness and grief. On moonlit nights, phantom headstones can still be seen. Some even say that when they were laying on the grass, they found it nearly impossible to get up, like an unseen force was holding them down. Moreover, reports of lost spirits wandering the park had been seen. Next time you have a picnic, just be glad you only have uninvited ants at your picnic, and not ghosts. Number 9. The Stanley Hotel, Estes Park, Colorado. 109 years old, Stanley Hotel in beautiful Estes Park, a shining example of a remote lodge-type hotel, famed for being the inspiration for The Shining, written by the king of horror, Stephen King. The Stanley is home to horror, fear, confusion, and creepy sleepless nights. It's so isolated in Estes Park, ghostly activity has been reported in almost every room. From plugs of cleaning staff vacuums being ripped out of the walls, to the famed room 217, where in 1911, Mrs. Wilson, head of housekeeping, was blown through the floor after an explosion. She survived, but in the afterlife, she spends most of her time taking care of the room. Room 217 was also Stephen King's room, where he wrote The Shining. Mrs. Wilson is not a fan of unmarried guests. Guests have felt a cold blast between them in bed, and sometimes the men's things have been mysteriously packed and out the front door. From a vortex in the staircase, to feeling like a ghost has just walked through you, to orbs and so much more. The Stanley will not disappoint you, if you'd like to be scared out of your pants, that is. Reservation for 3, please. The name is Torrance. Number 8. Hotel Colorado. A tranquil hotel, nestled in the hills of Glenwood Springs. This 125-year-old property is a spooky place. Once a hospital, it housed 6,500 wounded military soldiers from World War II. The basement also held prisoners in 8 cells. Cozy. Because the land originally belonged to the indigenous peoples there, guests have reported seeing the spirits of the tribal people. Others have seen objects move before their eyes and heard strange noises that they can't account for. Its hallways have hosted apparitions and orbs seen by guests and staff alike. Sounds restful. Number 7. The Imperial Hotel. The Imperial Hotel was built in Longmont in 1880 and opened in 1881 by George Zweck. Is Zweck another word for cursed? Maybe. After years of good luck, George's ran out. The hotel never recouped its building costs. He lost $90,000 in cattle in a blizzard and eventually sold the hotel. It became apartments in 1971. Residents report the presence of a little girl in the second floor who died in the hotel. The coffee shop in the hotel is also haunted by an officer in the Civil War, and also a spirit of another young girl who has actually spoken to customers. From the man reading a newspaper and vanishing to disembodied voices, the Imperial lives on. Number 6. The Ed Jones Building. Built in 1897, this building was the undertaker's firm owned by Milo G. Rice. It's a printer's shop now. From unexplained banging to flashes of light that have come from the basement to cold spots, the place where newly deceased spent their time, the basement looks empty, but may not be. Apparitions and full-bodied ghosts have appeared in the windows. Light switches stopped working. An employee was once hit in the head with a metal vent. I'd say this place is confirmed haunted. Number 5. Molly Brown House, Denver. She survived the sinking of the Titanic. Once Denver's elite, she went on to live a happy, full life in the house. Staff and visitors have smelled her husband's pipe smoke in a non-smoking facility. They've seen the lights flicker, and staff have sworn the furniture had been moved and rearranged. Spectral appearances have been seen roaming around the house. It's open to the public if you'd like to pay your respects to Miss Molly Brown. You can't keep a good gal down. Number 4. Phantom Canyon Road, Florence, Colorado. Nothing says haunted road like a road staring down the sheer edge of a mountain at high elevation, am I right? As a former railroad route, you can see the ghost towns of Wilbur, Abilene, and Greenbrook. As you're driving this road, you may see the spirit of a man in a prison uniform walking down the old tracks in 1890s dress. Legend has it he was executed days before at the Colorado Penitentiary. Dead or alive, best follow the rule. Don't pick up hitchhikers. Number 3. The Broadmoor Hotel. Lovely hotel. Golf course, spa, zoo nearby. How relaxing. Unless you're the ghost of Julie Penrose. Staff and guests alike have felt a female presence in what used to be her penthouse. Her death was mysterious. She had disappeared and was found shivering in the woods, with no recollection of how she got there. A week later she died. They say she stays in the penthouse to keep watch over her former home. If you visit, just say hello to Miss Julie. Hello, Miss Julie. Number 2. Highlands Ranch Mansion. A sprawling ranch built in 1891 is a lovely venue for weddings and events. It's known for its stone structural beauty and beautiful prairie views. It's also known for an echo of haunting sobs of the ghosts of Julia Kistler, daughter of F. Kistler, who bought the property in 1926. She is known to float around the mansion, weeping, creating cold spots, and vanishing. Sometimes she turns the lights on and off in an otherwise vacant property when a spectral figure appears in a room only inhabited by staff. Julie Kistler is a reminder that you aren't ever really alone. Spooky. Number 1. Central City Masonic Cemetery. Central City, now a mecca for casinos that pepper the area. At one time, it was a mining town during the 1880s. And what cemetery wouldn't be complete without a mysterious woman in black? She appears twice a year. This hilltop cemetery, known as the Columbine Lady. She visits the grave of John Cameron, a former resident of Central City. He died in 1884. On November 1st, she leaves him flowers, the day he died. On April 5th, this date is a mystery. They say she was his fiancée. Maybe it was supposed to be their wedding day. We will never know for sure. In death, did they part? Hey, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me on the scary stories of all 50 states. Be sure to check all of them. We will have your state and share it with your friends. You can support the channel by grabbing a t-shirt in the description. And also, please join the Patreon. Kyle Hester, Actor Guy. Let's keep independent film alive. We'll see you on the next video.